Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about the interview that was done by Kwazibe and Elton Hart there by Central News. Shout out to Kwazibe and shout out to Elton Hart. Elton Hart has always stand on the right side of the track. He's always like standing for the truth. I like how he stands for the truth, and I like how he expressed his views on the matter because he will say things that we all see, but we are not legal experts or legal anything, and he is a legal expert. I like how he will stand for what needs to be done that is right. One of the things that he mentioned when he was in that interview is that they never called Kelly Kumalo, they never called all the people inside the house, and that speaks to some sort of cover up. And then he also mentions that I want to count a lot of one of those things, of the things that he mentioned. They didn't call Kelly Kumalo, they didn't call all the people that were inside the house, they called a few, and that speaks to perhaps they are contradicting each other of what happened. Then, if that is the case, then that will speak to some sort of a cover up that is happening behind the scenes. She spoke about how currently in our country, the police department is being exposed for so many things that should be considered as something to be looked into, because now they are coming out and it looks like there are issues. And also the mere fact that there are two dockets in the same case, it speaks to then there is a part, there is a side that wants the justice for the Meyiwa family, and there is a side that wants to cover up somehow. And then he also spoke about how the five accused could not be the ones that killed Senzo Meyiwa because of the evidence that has been brought inside the courtroom. He spoke about how the prosecution team has brought evidence and their behavior and the ways that they used inside that courtroom. He also touched on the judge who sometimes assists the prosecution or allowing things to happen that are not supposed to happen in that courtroom. He spoke about a lot of things. But one thing that I like is that he said, even though all of those things are happening, there was a question about will this case of Senzo Meyiwa be the precedence of other cases or judiciary to come? And he was like, no, because a high court is ruled by Concord, by SCA, etc. So no, it has to follow protocol of the other high courts above it. So it won't be, yes, it will have an impact when it comes to judiciary and how people are trusting it, how people of South Africa will trust it in the coming future. But to say that it will take precedence, no, it won't do that, because it still needs to follow through the law. So I think because of those things that were said by a legal expert, that alone speaks a lot when it comes to how whatever Judge Rata was thinking, because his behavior to us people that are watching the case is telling us that he is siding with the state, he is willing to bend back over backwards for the state, and he is willing to allow them to do things that are not supposed to be happening in that courtroom in usual courts, even though he's doing that, but the law is the law and he can't change it to suit his narrative or whatever he wants. I appreciated to hear someone who's a legal expert. So for me, that says that it speaks to even if Judge Rata finds the guy is guilty, this because he also said that the moment there is reasonable doubt, because there is reasonable doubt to all the evidence that was brought forward. So he says if there is reasonable doubt, it's supposed to be in favor of the accused, because there is something that is offish when it comes to the evidence. So if then there is if it's not beyond reasonable doubt, then there is something that needs to be checked still by the state. So when he says all of that, I felt to put it, you know what, then that means this case, it did not start just now in 2020 or 2018 or 2019. From 2014 onwards, up until now, the case has been tried to be ruined by people. The other thing that I noticed is that when it comes to this case, even in 2014, the what you call the crime scene was cleaned. I don't think if they were intruders, you were going to clean a crime scene. I don't think if there was no man. If the crime scene was contaminated, it's already a problem. And they even know someone who cleaned, they never called that person in court because they needed to find out who sent you to clean because you don't stay in that house. So there's a lot of things that are happening. And Judge Rata is not questioning all of those things, but he moves with the flow. As long as Baloyi is telling him that, oh my Lord, this is what we're going to do. So now the big issue is that we have this man who, Babu Zungu, coming and rejecting all the evidence, and the so-called watertight case now is nowhere to be found. It crumbles in front of them because he was said to be the one that made the case to be watertight. Do you understand? So yeah, I'm so happy with everything that is happening, and I'm so happy with how the state is being exposed. I'm so happy with how with how the stakes now, they used to be very high for the defense, but now with this witness that is on the witness box now, it shows Guti things are not looking good for the state, and I don't know how they are going to come out of this one. I honestly don't know. And also they asked the question to Kwazi about digital. Sorry, the people of South Africa that are watching the case, how are they feeling? I love what she said. She says, we are not not on the law fraternity, but what we see is that the case, the evidence is something that you can't actually be standing on and saying, I will find the accused guilty, or I will find the accused whatever, man. Bottom line is that the people that are watching the case, most of them are the ones that are questioning the behavior of the judge, the behavior of the prosecutors, the evidence that was brought forward, etc. So all of that is problematic, and it brings reasonable doubt to the entire case, and let alone Mr. Absalom Zungu's evidence. Even Sizwe Zungu's evidence was also questionable, guys. Even Sizwe Zungu's evidence was very questionable. So if those are the cases or the situation was like that from the onset, then the case is hanging in balance. The state has no case, to be fair. The state has no case. We are yet to see how they are going to deal with this rejection of the so-called evidence. Now they call it a triple hearsay, and yet people were arrested over a triple hearsay. If they are going to say it's a triple hearsay, I think every time they open their mouth to try and cover things in that courtroom, they dig deeper. They dig deeper for themselves, and it's not helping them. I don't know about you, but we will see what's going to happen with the case. Thanks to Kwazi, shout out to her. Thanks to Elton Hart, shout out to him. What are your thoughts? If you did not see that interview, go watch it on Central News. I will see you on our next video. Bye-bye.